Hi guys, it's Rob here from Free to Move UK. Got a few more questions from a few people, so today's question and answer session is going to be on exercise, postnatal exercise basically, so exercise after your baby has been born. And we've got a male and a female point of view. So our first question is from Tim. And it just says, he says he's been experiencing tiredness following the birth of his baby girl a few weeks ago. He was training 4 times a week, so he was getting quite regular training sessions, so his fitness was quite good. He subsequently had to stop his training sessions, and he started to feel quite lethargic and quite fatigued. He's wondering why this is, as he was quite fit before. And he used to feel quite good on a day-to-day basis. So I had a little look and did some research and some Googling and had a look at a couple of books. And there seems to be 3 main criteria that I'd start looking down to kind of get to the root of your problem, Tim. So the first one that came up was real obvious, and it's tiredness. Obviously, if you've got a newborn baby, you're going to be sleeping a little bit less, so you're not going to be getting your regular 8 to 10 hours of sleep per night, which some people need less, some people need more, some people need 6 hours and they'll function fine. Some people find they need more along the lines of 10 to 12. It may just be that is kind of the most common thing that comes up when you Google it. So you're not getting as much sleep as you were, so therefore you're going to be a little bit more tired during the day. Kind of makes sense. Second, you've got a bit more of an out there point of view from some different websites that I was looking at, that subconscious stress. So you've got 2 minds. You've got two sort of main, let's say, modes of thinking. You've got your conscious mind, which deals with everything that you're doing right in front of you, and then you've got your subconscious mind that can visualize, contains memory, also kind of stores reactions to situations that you've encountered before, learning behaviours, all that kind of stuff. So you've got conscious mind and subconscious mind. I read quite an interesting article that said, even though consciously you think, yeah, I feel great, I'm coping with everything, your subconscious mind can make you feel tired and fatigued, because this subconscious mind creates a burden on your physiology. So it makes you feel tired because you're carrying around this extra psychological weight all the time. So another interesting point of view for you to consider, Tim. Also, and this is a little bit more serious, I don't want to use this term and scare anyone, but what was coming up was something called postpartum depression. So your baby girl's about to be born, your body's producing lots and lots of chemicals, serotonin, dopamine, noradrenaline, epinephrine, things like that, if I've not said epinephrine already, to upregulate your body, get you into more fight and flight mode so that you can get everything prepared before the baby comes along, and basically provide a good stable home base for that baby. The thing that then can happen after the birth, postpartum, is you have a bit of an emotional and a hormonal crash, and you start to feel quite depressed, and one of the main symptoms is tiredness. But you've also got some other things on the list of postpartum depression that I think you'd probably know if you had. Thoughts of suicide, bleak thoughts, not enjoying the things that you used to do, that kind of thing. So that's fairly unlikely, but if you are worried, 100% Tim, just speak to your doctor. Just go to your doctor, say, look, this is what I've been feeling, what do you think it could be? And it's worth finding out. It's always worth discussing with a specialist. To say, I'm not a qualified medical doctor, so I can't say 100%, but just doing research and having a look, those are the main things that are coming up. So tiredness, subconscious stress, postpartum depression. Also, just one added in from me, you may have been used to the endorphins and the energy boost that going to the gym 4 times a week was giving you. So when you got home from the gym, you felt quite full of energy and able to cope with whatever was thrown at you. Now that you're not getting that adrenaline and that hormonal release from your training anymore, possibly you're feeling a little bit more tired. So that's just from my point of view, it could be that. So have a look at those few things, and I'd love to hear back from you and find out what's happened. Also, I have a question from Joe. relating to basically bellies, stomachs. So how do I reduce my stomach down after pregnancy? First thing I would say is look at stretch marks. Well, don't look at them because you're probably not going to want to look at them, but purchase yourself some bio oil. This is what I've seen recommended on the internet to help with stretch marks. So ideally you should apply from the first trimester of pregnancy, start applying every day bio oil, and it will help stop stretch marks appear in the first place by increasing the elastic potential of the skin. So if the skin is more moisturised, it can help there's a hormone called elastin that helps the skin to stretch. So if the skin stretches, you don't get those microscopic tears, which later turn into stretch marks. That's the skin. The actual muscle underneath, you've got two layers of muscle that you need to think about. You've got inner unit, which is, for our purposes, a muscle called transverse abdominis, internal oblique, thoracolumbar fascia, and, what's the other one? Multifidus. A few muscles that, basically like a natural weightlifter's belt, that support your spine. During pregnancy, they get used to pushing more out, so pushing more external force to stabilise your spine. So if you can start something like maybe Pilates, some basic core work, alternatively email me and I'll send you a couple of video links and you can have a look at those to see if you can work some exercises out. Because we basically want to improve the integrity of those inner unit muscles, so get them tighter, so they're supporting the spine more, and that will almost certainly flatten the belly, and also your abdominals knit back together post-pregnancy. I'd recommend personally seeing a professional and doing those exercises under the guidance of a professional if at all possible. That way you can make sure you're not going to do anything wrong. It's not hugely dangerous doing core exercises post-pregnancy, but always get checked out by a professional. Why not? Just make sure that you're doing it properly. So we're talking about the inner unit, and you've also got the outer unit muscles. Now you want the inner and outer unit muscles. The outer unit muscles are the six-pack muscles, rectus abdominis, that form the six-pack, the external oblique, and some people include the erector spinae and muscles like that around the back. They mostly deal with strength, whereas the inner unit deal with stability. So you want to make sure that your inner and outer unit muscles are functioning together. And that can be why it's quite useful to seek a Pilates instructor perhaps, or a specialist in postnatal exercise. There's probably Pilates classes at your local gym that you can go along. Say to the instructor, I am X amount of weeks postnatal, and they should be able to sort you out with a decent program to get your inner and outer unit. But there's two groups of muscles that you want to think about, inner and outer. So just sit-ups and crunches are not going to cut it, unfortunately. They're only going to hit the outer unit. You need some specific core activation exercises to hit the inner unit. So as I say, I'm happy for you to email me on my Google account or send a reply to this video, and we can go into more depth. Perhaps I can show you some exercises. Alright, brilliant guys. Hope that gives you a few answers for your questions. And as usual, if you've got anything you'd like to know from Free to Move UK, just message below and let us know. Thanks guys, take care.